Alrighty, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Mania Apprentice Level 70 tournament. We're back with another match in the playoffs. These two, Sirbeyy and Votchis, vying for a spot in that round of 32 bracket in this best of 7 single elimination match. As always, my name is Sparky, and I am going to be doing a bit of a solo commentary to start things off. I'll be joined a little bit later by our host, Sirbeyy85. But for right now, proceedings went underway during the countdown, and we're doing our best to catch up here. Looks like the bans were for Votchis and Sirbeyy, LN2, and Hybrid 2, respectively. So right now, it looks like we're going to be getting into the first pick. We're going to go into Rice 4 to start things off. Yeah, so getting into Rice 4 here, one of the harder Rice picks in this pool. A lot of single node streams with a lot of chords thrown in just for good measure. That Alter really likes to throw at players, as we have seen from the qualifiers going into this particular map. And it looks like both players pretty evenly matched right now as we get into the second quarter of the chart. About 0% separating the two players. Sirbeyy actually holding on to the accuracy advantage, with that lead is ever so slightly slim as they start to trade back and forth here going into this bit of a bridge section. Votchis picking up an extra miss when all is said and done, but Sirbeyy eventually ends up trading it back here. Both players now down into that 98% range as the single node streams start to get a little bit more varied in structure. And as we get into this first break, nobody above that 400 combo cap, but it is Sirbeyy with that 4/10 of an accuracy advantage going into the back half of the chart now. Oh, and as I say that, quick little burst catching Votchis out once again, gonna help extend this lead to about 13,000 points for Sirbeyy. Not out of the woods just yet. There's still a couple of very dense sections to read through here as Votchis picks up another drop here. Sirbeyy has increased their accuracy back up into that 99% mark. And as this map reaches its final quarter, another transition, Sirbeyy crosses that 400 combo cap pretty comfortably now. Votchis still trying to build up any semblance of combo for the moment. And as I say that, finding another drop here, and it's not looking good for them as the lead now extending to about 40,000 points and climbing as Sirbeyy maintains this steady 99% here. Every little burst seems to be giving Votchis a little bit of issue, maybe just the stamina running out in terms of the reading. There's so many different staircase-oriented structure to read through during this chart that trying to regain your bearings after a while becomes a little bit too much to bear. And as we approach the end of the chart, it will be Sirbeyy picking up the first point here to make it 1-0. So now Votchis not wasting any time, going for LN1 here. Pretty surprising considering they banned out LN2, but maybe the stylistic differences of the two charts, one gave them more trouble than the other, and maybe they found some comfort on this pick. Unless I will be rolling right along here, will be Agito, our second pick here. A chance for Votchis to answer back, level the score, Or perhaps Sirbeyy has something else in mind and we get the first break point in this match. Not a lot of room for error, it being a best of 7. Don't really have a lot of room to work with, as we can already see a bit of a accuracy discrepancy begin to develop here. This being a bit more of a coordination heavy LN chart, it's very easy to find yourself dropping 200s all over the place, or even just 300s, not even needing the bad judgments to come out. Just not finding yourself centered on that UR bar can be costly in and of its own right, as we see about a full percent of an accuracy difference begin to develop here between the two players. Sirbeyy well ahead, holding on to that 99.8. Votchis now back up into that 99% range, able to right the ship a little bit, especially now that we cross that 400 combo cap. Any misses from this point on are going to be very devastating. We see 100 coming out from Sirbeyy here, going to damage their accuracy just a little bit, but still holding on to this cushion for the moment. Oh, and there's the slider break coming out from Sirbeyy though, and that's going to put a roll damper on their score for the moment. Thankfully, this map isn't too dense, but it is going to give Votchis enough time to claw this lead back just a little bit here. And with how sparsely patterned this chart can be, recovering that 400 combo cap is a bit of a tall order. The density does increase a little bit in some sections, but with about a third of the map left to go, and Votchis starting to climb up in terms of their accuracy, it does take about 2 to 3 tenths to recover from a drop like that, but is there enough time to get back up on that 400 combo cap is the question for Sirbeyy now. No answers back from Votchis here, still holding on to their full combo for the moment. Last eighth of the chart left to go. And sometimes all it takes is that singular drop to really make a world of difference. Things coming to an end here, and that singular slider break gonna make the world of difference as Votchis picks up the first break point in this match to make it 1-1 now. Actually, no, I stand corrected. That was their first pick, so not break point. We don't need to keep that counter going for right now. Both players have won their first picks. And Sirbeyy going back up into the Rice. It's going to be a Rice 2 coming out now. So now we dive back up into the Rice side of the pool. Gonna be Jade Star coming out here for Sirbeyy. Unfortunate not to pick up that break point, but came very close. Singular drop, making a world of difference there as we wait to get everything synced up here. And we're now underway. This could very easily develop into a game of combo versus accuracy between these two players. Sirbeyy holding on to the accuracy lead in the majority of these matches so far, or majority of these maps so far, while Votchis is able to hold on to the combo for longer stretches of time. Might be able to get them through some of these earlier stages, but as we get further into the tournament, gonna need to be able to pull out some pretty ridiculous accuracy to make it through some of the sharpshooters in the bracket. But for right now, it is Sirbeyy in full control right now. 99.65, about to reach that 99.7 mark. And while Votchis still holding on to the full combo as well, 99.1 for them. About an 8,000 point lead, getting into this first break in the middle point of the chart. Don't really have any room for error as we make it into the last third of the chart. And speaking of, I do have somebody joining me in the commentary booth. We do have Surfchew on board with us. Surfchew, how are you doing? Gonna go in a second to make sure everything's in order. They'll be back. But as it stands, we have Sirbeyy still in the lead for the moment. Last day of the chart left to go, about 4/10 the advantage as the core stream starts to rain down just ever so slightly. Don't really want to call it dedicated core stream. There's just chords thrown into some of these streams. And Sirbeyy picks up their second point now to make it 2-1. So now we wait for Votchis to make their second pick here. I imagine they're probably going to go for one of these two hybrids, just probably deciding which one they want to go into. That's going to be hybrid 3, so Battleground going to be the pick here for Votchis to try and keep parity between the two players. Both have won their respective picks so far. No breakpoints traded yet. All right, so the players are ready. We're going to get into this fourth map of this best of 7. Sirbeyy currently up 2-1, but could change in an instant. Not a very long map by any stretch of the imagination, clocking in at just under 2 minutes here. And both players having a really strong start to this map, separated once again by just the accuracy, but we have seen this change with a couple misses thrown into the mix. They're going to watch out for that at the moment as we make our way to the second quarter of the chart. Sirbeyy still ahead by about 6/10%. They get a couple of 200s here on the transitions out of the LNs. Gonna damage their lead just ever so slightly, making about 3,000 points between the two players. But definitely still catchable if you are Votchis, just staying within striking distance to try and capitalize on any potential hiccups from the other side here. As we get back into the single note streams, the gap is starting to close here. Votchis really making a comeback here. 99.2 for them. A couple of people are just going to put a bit of a damper on things for the moment, but 3/10 now. The gap between the two players, and they're keeping themselves in the conversation to try and get this point. Last sliver of chart left to go here. There's still about 3/10 separating the two players. Sirbeyy still ahead by the narrowest of margins. But Votchis finds the drop very late on into the chart, maybe just misreading one of these LN columns, and that is going to give Sirbeyy the breathing room that they needed to take the first break point in this match to make it 3-1 now. Very clean run overall from Sirbeyy. Votchis was there waiting to strike for large portions of that chart. Probably would have lost it on ratio difference alone, but just being in that conversation is enough sometimes to really put the pressure. And Sirbeyy going to try and close this out with Hybrid 1 now. Alrighty, it looks like the players are ready. We're going to get into what could potentially be the final map of this match. Votchis now fighting for their tournament life. As a reminder for the playoffs, it is single elimination. So if you lose here, you are officially out of the tournament. The winner punches their ticket into that round of 32 bracket. So really all to play for at the moment as we dive on into this hybrid pick. And we see the comfort that Sirbeyy has on these short LN streams before transitioning back into the right. Some anchors as well thrown in just for good measure and still able to stay above that 99.7 as Votchis finds the first drop and taking a ton of damage to their accuracy in the process. Down into that low 98% range, was flirting with the 97s for just a moment. Gonna be able to recover just a little bit here, but a 17,000 point gap has emerged. No trade backs from Sirbeyy at the moment as they are comfortably over that 400 combo cap now, getting into the next section here, second third of the chart coming through now. As we take a little bit of a break section, back half of the chart still to come. It is about a full percent the difference between the two players at the moment. Sirbeyy still holding on to their FC. The gap has steadied itself to about 23,000 points. That's really up to Votchis to hunker down, build up their accuracy as much as they can to try and launch a last strike, but that next drop is going to potentially seal the deal for their tournament run here. Last quarter of the chart left to go, not answered back once again by Sirbeyy. And another one just for good measure, going to help extend this lead to about 50,000 points, and Sirbeyy now comfortably above that 99.7 mark. Is on track for a very good run from them as Votchis is just unable to shore up their combo this time around. And it will be Era Sirbeyy punching their ticket into the round of 32 bracket at the expense of Votchis, who has been officially eliminated from MALT. Congratulations once again to Sirbeyy. Commiserations to Votchis. Hopefully they had a ton of fun practicing this map pool, but it is going to be the end of the line for them. And that will be the end of the line for this match as well. Sirbeyy winning it by a score of 4-1 to kick off the second match of the weekend. Still plenty more to come. And we're just starting off a pretty large block of matches. Got some pretty exciting ones coming up in the next couple of hours. So at 14 UTC, we have Potassium F going up against the Angel of Lee. And then 15 UTC, Lawler 361 going against Lorak 80. 16 UTC, Shabest and the Smasher SNI. 17 UTC, XL Faker going up against Mifa. Take a tiny bit of a break after that. And then we'll be back at 3 UTC after that. So, pretty large block. Lot of 7-key action for you guys this morning or this afternoon, depending on where you reside. But until then, I'll be signing off for now, and I'll be catching y'all later.